Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Oh my gosh. So today we're doing nails on Miss Toria, my girl. I'm gonna link her Insta down below. She's so cute. Love her. Oh my gosh. Tori is so funny. She loves long nails. I love long nails. I mean, who doesn't love long nails? It's just so much fun. But yeah, you know who doesn't love long nails? Tori's mom. Every single time I do Tori's nails, I'm like, uh-oh. I'm afraid I'm gonna get a message from a mom. She's gonna be mad. But no, she ends up liking them, and I'm super excited. It's super awesome. Okay, but besides all that, today I am showing the entire prep process for the nails. Mainly just wanted to do this because I feel like it's really important for people that are, like, beginning. They just want to, like, what do I do? I don't know what I'm doing. Like, this is how I prep the nail. I always end up using a McCart cuticle bit, and I just kind of get rid of the cuticle on the natural plate without, like, hurting the natural nail bed plate. And then I use a little, like, circular cuticle bit. That's also from a cart, and you kind of just go around to smooth it out after all the cuticle is gone. I just like to remove the dead skin with it, pretty much. Then I use the hand file, and I take care of the free edge, and then I use the sand band medium grit for the natural nail, to prep. And so that's what I do. So I believe I'm gonna have to look at the box, but I think it's 120 grit for medium grit. I can't tell you how long it took me to confirm that. Like, I knew what it was, but it's just hard. It's like you want that confirmation from a nail tech, and here I am telling ya it's medium grit sandband. Oh my gosh. So after I'm done prepping her natural nails, I then go into the nail forms. And before all this, we had, like, a long conversation. It's pretty much consultation is what you'd call it. Where, like, we figure out what colors she wanted. We wanted to make sure everything matched together. Like, you don't want to just choose the colors and plop them together, but you want to swatch them together. Make sure they look good together before you just start putting it on the nail. Thankfully, I haven't ever personally made that mistake before. Like, I always swatch everything, and maybe that's just because I'm curious and I like playing with colors. But it's still just good advice. Just make sure you swatch things together. It's kind of a big deal. Like, what was it? Oh, you know what it was the other day? I was trying one of those polygel saran wrap nails. Yeah. Always use a practice finger. I ended up doing 4 of those nails on someone, and we removed all of them because it did not look good. It was not like the photo. But sometimes it's like trendy designs are just that. They're just trendy. It's not like, Like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to do it better next time. But anyways, this video is amazing. So with Tori, what we're doing is like a winter wonderland set. I guess it's more like a gingerbread cookie vibe with some sweater nails. You'll see at the end, but it's super cute. It reminds me of, like, the color brown sugar, what we end up using. I believe it's called Tipsy Gossip by Young Nails. I think that's what we end up doing on this girl. It's a slick pour powder. So I did get these nail forms off of Amazon. I hate buying things off of Amazon, but when it comes to things like this, it's like I still need to find a retailer that I like that's not Young Nails, because I just get very cautious putting my credit card into new places. Obviously, I feel like everyone's like that. No one wants to just throw their credit card around on a whole bunch of, like, websites that you've never tried before. But I'll get there, especially when it comes to nail supplies. I love it when someone refers me to something on a YouTube channel, like in the comment section. It's really easy to just click a link, and then you can just trust the source, because you know the person you've been watching has been buying it for years, you know? But so with these specific nail forms, I go out with this set to the number 2 line, which is pretty long. Like, it's a pretty long nail. And with a nail being that long, you know, you also need some thickness. So without having thickness, it's just gonna break off. So right now what I'm doing is I laid a really thin layer of Cover Pink by Young Nails just to have a tip. It's kind of like applying a plastic tip without applying a plastic tip. So I'm just really gently removing it because it's so thin it could just like break off if you rip it. And I like to do this because when I start building the color, I want to make sure that you're not, like, it's not see-through. Like, you don't want it to be see-through. And sometimes when it's on the nail form, you can't really tell if it's transparent because it has that backing. So right now, like, on that pinky is, like, the Tipsy Gossip color. It's like a sandy color, I guess is the best way to put it. Sand, tan, very much reminds me of gingerbread. So what I like to do is the Tipsy Gossip color does not stain your natural nails. However, with that being said, I don't like to test it, which is why I brought the Cover Pink all the way down to her cuticle when I was applying that tip. Because you don't want, in general, you just don't want a color touching the natural nail. It's just not a good idea. I did it once before. It was a nightmare. And I'll never do it again. That's pretty much it. And so, with nail forms, some people, like, despise nail forms because they're difficult and they're kind of annoying. And I get it. Like, it's easier to glue on a tip and just go from there. I just don't like that idea. I like everything built with acrylic. It's like a texture thing for me. But with that being said, when you have the nail forms and, you know, it's on some, like, a nail that's this thin, you need to pinch the sides of it before you remove it. And, like, most of the times what I'll do is I'll pinch the sides just a little, loosen it, and kind of wiggle it out. And then that way you can keep the nail form intact for the next hand. Save the trees, man. Even though I don't even know. I don't know if this will actually help save trees. Gosh. But that's what I just try to do. I think it just makes more sense that way. And I actually learned that through, like, my old nail tech used to do that on me. So, let's see. I just got done putting on that glitter, that gold glitter. That's called, I believe, Brawn Buzz by Young Nails, which is also considered a slick pour powder. These two powders are really nice. Some of the other, I think there's like 3 slick pour powders from Young Nails that like marbleizes as you're trying to use them with the brush and the monomer and everything. It is not great. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, it sucks when a color marbleizes. Like, it's just, like, what did I pay for? You know? It's okay, though. It is what it is. Not every company is perfect. Oh my gosh, these nails still shock me with how long they are. This girl is such a trooper. Holy crap. So, what I do after this, and like after you build the nail, like you get the base down, you get your color down, you make sure everything is completely even and pigmented. Like, obviously, like the pinky, like I feel like I go over every single one of them again just to really even out that pigment. Like, it's so easy to have a pigment look patchy when you're using colored acrylic. That bronze buzz as a faded ombre is so freaking cute. Like, I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I was getting worried about the pinky because I saw the base of it and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cover pink, has no tipsy gossip on it, but I went back in and did the ombre effect. Thank God. Oh. See, this is so funny. Like, I see things like this and I get worried. I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. Like, I'm just going to see what happens. And I'm glad I didn't say anything because I pulled through for myself. Oh my gosh. Yay. And so, I think the part that, like, I got cut out here, well, actually, I don't even think I recorded this. I was just trying to get through a nail set without it having to be, like, a million years long. But what I did do is encapsulate all of that colored acrylic with clear, and I also built the bulk with the clear. So I try to use as little as the color as possible so that you can save it. That's not always the case because sometimes it gives out different effects. Like when you put the clear on top of the colored acrylic, it gives it some space between the color and the paint that you're going to paint on top of it. So it actually gives it some dimension. Even though it's on like a micro level scale, like to the eye, we can still see it, which is why I do it that way. But for some people, like when you want a flat color and you just want like a solid pink and you don't want any dimension to it, you're going to want a lot of that product. Like, I think there's a color called Pink Petal by Young Nails. Love the color. It's gorgeous. It's great. I got it in a kit, and it came in, like, in a smaller container. I'm gonna have to buy a huge one of it because so many people like it as just, like, a color on the nails. And, yeah, I could use it as slick pour powder. I can do the dip powder or whatever where you, like, pour it on. I just can't justify it. Like, first of all, if I'm pouring it on the nail, the rest of it is not going to be poured back into the container. Like, it just, sanitation does not make sense like that. So, that's why I pretty much only deal with acrylics. At least right now. I don't know what the future will bring, but I don't even, I don't know. I don't really want to do slick pour powder. It just doesn't sound fun. It doesn't sound interesting. It's like, sounds easy, possible, maybe less waste, but I'm already over it before it begins. Like, I'm more into eyelash extensions or hair extensions. But either way. So, what I ended up doing is when I first get done sculpting the nails, I immediately take out the e-file. If you're not taking out the e-file, it takes you forever. So I took out the e-file, I filed the tips, try to even them out as much as possible, and then I did the side walls to make sure the side walls are even from when you're looking at it like straight down the barrel of the nail. You can see if there's unevenness between the side walls. I even it out that way, and then I bring out the nail file. And so I file the side walls first, just to even it out a little bit, and then what I'll do is I'll flip the person's hand around and I'll do the tops and I'll straighten out the tops. As you're straightening out the tops, you want to look at the side walls because from there you can flip them back around and reshape it just a tiny bit to perfect it. That's what I do. That way, when you're looking at the nail, like nail shape specifically, when you're at the end there, you can just focus on one thing at a time. If you try to do it all at once, it doesn't work like that. Ooh, oh my gosh. Okay, so this is a perfect shot because you can see everything. Like the color, the layers. So what I did for this nail is that I actually put the, like a base coat down before I start hand painting a design. Pretty much what you want to do is if you freshly file a nail, oh, I forgot to tell you the last step. After you do the hand filing, okay, and you do all that, I actually cut it out of this video because I just didn't have enough time for it. I actually use a special, it's like a natural nail bit from Young Nails That's like a medium grit. It's supposed to replicate a sand band. I actually use that around the cuticle areas after I'm done hand filing. I do that because if you accidentally hit your natural nail, or like somebody's natural nail, you're not just gonna dig into it like you would with a sand band. It's more gentle. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but you can actually get into the nooks and crannies with that piece without being aggressive about it. So, as I was saying before, when you do hand-painted nail designs, you want to make sure you're not doing it on a freshly scuffed up surface. Because there's little micro abrasions when you use the medium grit sanding band. And when you try to paint on it, that like detailer paint actually seeps into the little cracks of that, like those micro abrasions. And it's like, you could do it on one nail and cure it and not see anything happen to it. But let's say you want to paint more than one nail at once. Forget it. You're not doing it. It's just going to seep and it's going to be gross. So, little tip for those of you who didn't know. So, I am, like for the ring finger, I'm doing a sweater design. And it's kind of funny. I have a whole bunch of sweater designs for nail stamps. And like the little nail stamps that are like the metal plates. You put the polish on and you swipe it and you use the little silicone stamper and you transfer it onto your little nail. I have so many of those. It makes it so easy. It's like a 5-second process. But to be honest with you, not as cute as hand painting, but I like to have it as an option. Like if we're scrunched and we don't have time and I'm like, ooh, I need to do something quick, boom, got 1,000,001 options right at the tip of your fingers. But this hand painted stuff, like, I'm sorry, it just looks perfect every time. It's not like, oh, this looks a little weird, or this looks warped or morphed, or no, it's like I'm hand painting it to the shape and size of your finger already. It's perfect. And so, what I ended up doing here is I, like, cure between certain steps, even though I'm not completely done with the nail design, mainly because it's so easy to just nick it. You can just, like, boom, the whole nail design is screwed up. Like, no, you just... Curing it is like pressing the save button on Photoshop. You're just making sure it stays there. See, this design is just the cutest for me. I don't know why I'm so obsessed. So, this design I'm pretty sure was done by a girl named Cheyenne Nails. She is like one of my favorite nail techs. She's amazing. Oh wow. Final results look amazing. Per usual. So this is not an original nail design. I definitely had inspiration from an Instagram nail artist. But how absolutely gorgeous. The Tipsy Gossip with the Buzz Bronze is so cute together. But thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you haven't already, feel free to follow me on Instagram. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good rest of your days. Love you. Bye.